YouTube, what up? We got our third pick for week 3 of the NFL regular season. In this one, we are taking the Indianapolis Colts, hosting the Chicago Bears. Colts laying -1.5. That's what the number I got at least. This is another game where the line to me just makes no sense at all. The Colts, I think, are actually a decent team. I think last week really hurt their stock in the betting markets. But if you look back at their week 1 where they hosted the Texans, who are considered one of the best teams in the league, that was a neck and neck game. And I think the Colts are closer to that team than they were for the showing they had last week. Just a bad showing on the road. Not making excuses. It's just, I thought Anthony Richardson looked pretty good last year, the games we saw him play. He looked really good against the Texans. And last week wasn't his best game. So we got to look at it as a whole, not just go off of the last game. And overall, I think, this guy, it's kind of weird with him because he's either the best quarterback in the league or the worst. There's no in between with this guy. So we'll throw him right in the middle because we don't know which one we're going to get. And that middle is 100 times better than Caleb Williams, who's, I will continue to say it, horrible until he proves to us that he's not. So it's weird because this line is just telling you that the Bears on a neutral field are better than the Colts, which I don't agree with that either. The Bears, let's move over to the Bears side for a second here. And the Colts, before I do move to the Bears, the Colts are banged up a little bit on defense, so I get that. The betting market's a little scared because they saw the Packers run through the Colts, but I'm not as concerned about the Bears doing that because that's what LaFleur does. Whenever I would watch the Packers with Aaron Jones, you look at the playoffs last year, the way LaFleur schemes it up and has his team trained to run the ball, they run that fucker so well. And I don't think the Bears are going to be able to just automatically do that because LaFleur, who's one of the better minds in this game, was able to do that. I think Chicago has a dopey everything. Dopey leadership, dopey head coach, dopey GM. I think these guys think they're way smarter than they are. They haven't done anything, so, like I always say, they're losers until they prove that they aren't. They're not Matt LaFleur, who has one of the best records of all time, win percentage wise. So two totally different beasts there. You watch the Texans-Bears game. The Bears are, to me, it's the same old Bears. The markets have them hyped up to still be this decent team, and I don't see it at all. Yes, their defense is decent. Their defense makes plays, but defense is only one part of the equation. Defense is cool. It counts for something, but offense and the quarterback, that's the core of this thing. That's the meat and potatoes, and they're still shit. The offensive line, they can't block to save their lives. They can't pick up a blitz. Caleb Williams got sacked 7 times last week. 7 times, okay? This is not a good football team. Not right now, at least. Maybe better. Maybe they'll be better later in the year. Every time I hear Caleb talk, man, it gives me a weird vibe. I just don't think he's the guy. He doesn't sound like that alpha leader. He just sounds like a complainer, mopey kind of kid. I'm not a fan. I won't be shocked if he ends up being a bust. This isn't college anymore. The NFL speed is totally different, and he kind of looks lost out there. He misses a lot of wide open throws. He's constantly looking to scramble when the first read isn't open, as a lot of young guys and even veteran guys do nowadays in this league. So I think he continues to struggle, and we're going to assume that until he proves that he's improved. That's all we can do. We can't just assume he's going to improve and take that next leap next week. No, and let's say this. The Bears are the luckiest 1-1 team ever, and the luckiest 2-0 against the spread team. This team has fucked me now 2 weeks in a row, and I'm not making this pick out of spite. Fuck the Bears. We got to get them this is still logical. If the Bears were kicking ass, and rightfully so, if they showed skill throughout the first 2 weeks, I'd be yo, the Bears are interesting. The Bears are good. I'll stop betting against them. Kind of like in week 1 when the Vikings whooped ass. I was I ain't betting against the Vikings again for right now. This team looks good. Bears don't look good. That's the difference. The Bears got their ass whooped by the Titans. Will Levis gifted them the game and a punt block. The Texans game, yes, they lost outright, but as far as the spread goes, they only covered because Cam Akers fumbled on the 4-yard line, which would have basically locked in a Titans win against the, or excuse me, Texans win against the spread if they would have scored on the goal line there. So game of inches, but the Bears have gotten very lucky, in my opinion, and I think their luck is going to have to expire at some point, and this seems like a good spot for that to happen, you know. Colts are 0-2. Again, continuing this trend. I'm not even realizing it until I'm making these videos that all the teams I've picked right now are 0-2. So they're all 0-2 teams typically do very well against the spread. Like I said in the first two videos, the Colts are going to be hungry as fuck to get their first win. They know they could beat this team. They competed with the Texans. And I think they feel like if they competed with the Texans at home, they're going to beat the shit out of the Bears at home. I expect the Colts to win this game by a touchdown. We'll see what happens. 1 unit, Colts -1.5 units, 1% of your bankroll. As always, no pressure to bet these picks. You could watch risk-free on the sideline. Never bet more than you can afford to lose. Not financial advice, yada, yada, yada. That's it, boys. Got a few more videos coming out soon. Catch you in the next one. Peace.